and roll, Chicago. Rock and roll, Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best you're ever around.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
with the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. So Ray, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you a saint or are you a sinner?
Well, my mom always said I was a saint, but I guess I kind of leaned more towards the sinner part.
Yeah. Well, moms always say that about their kids anyway.
That's right. It's kind of fun to be a sinner, a little bit.
Well, just as long as you don't get too extreme.
Not too extreme. No.
So anyway, speaking of saints and sinners, now I forgot to ask these guys which one was the saint and which one was the sinner, but we're talking with the band Saints and Sinners this week, and they're from the Plainfield, kind of Joliet, Crest Hill, Romeoville area, and they've got some insight. They've actually been around. Started the band in 1963.
I know. I think I wasn't even born yet. I don't. Well, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sinning now.
Yes, you are. You're lying. That's a lie. You sinner, you.
I am. I'm sinning. I was around.
Yes, you were. Well, we talked to Mick Jones and Bob Tynker. I guess they call him Tynker because he likes to tinker around and make sure that all the equipment is working properly, which is always a good guy to have.
Oh, the best guy to have.
Yes, he's a bass player. Bob is a singer and a guitar player, and I guess they all sing. But let's find out some more about Saints and Sinners right now. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Sitting with us today are Bob and Mick of Saints and Sinners. How you guys doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
Great. Nice place you got here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very cool.
Very nice studio.
So tell us a little bit how the band got started out there.
Second time or?
Well, whatever time worked for you.
Well,
Take one.
Yeah,
Start from the beginning.
Okay, originally I started the band in 1963.
Wow.
I was 13 years old, and we were originally called the Gents. Like everybody had a first name they had, like, with Quarrymen turned into the Beatles and so on and so on.
Right.
So anyway, we changed our name when I was in high school. I think a year later we changed to Saints and Sinners. And it played till probably 1971. And then I left the band because I was getting married and my wife didn't like musicians on the road and too many girls and you know the story.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we all been there, done that. So anyway, I had to get a real job. And so my brother took it over for... my brother used to play drums too. He took it over for about a year, and then the band went under. It just dissolved. And then I raised a family. I went to work. I did like everybody else, and then I was ready to retire back in 2013. I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna put the band back together. So I actually did put the band back together. I'm the only original one left. There are a few of our guys. Most of our guys are still alive. The original ones. A couple are dead. But most of them are alive, but they spread out all over the country. In New York and some in D.C., some I think Florida now, and in Arizona.
So now what do you do in band, Mick?
I play guitar.
Okay.
I play rhythm and some leads.
Okay.
When we do lead harmonies,
Right.
And stuff. I do that, and I run the business. I do the business end of the band.
I see.
So that's basically what I do. I'm actually I manage the band.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And what about you, Bob?
I'm the bass player, and just the bass player. But actually, same thing. Everybody in the band sings harmonies, backgrounds. There's a couple songs that I sing lead on, but Yeah, we all kind of share a part in that.
And you tinker with everything, I understand,
I'm
right?
responsible for taking care of all the cables, all part of the networking end of it.
Making sure everything works, right?
Making sure everything works. Because if it don't work, we aren't going too far.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, who else is in the band?
See, we have Frankie Reese. He's our lead singer.
Okay.
We have, we're going to call him Mad Dog, but his name is Andy Miles, but it's Andy Mad Dog Miles. He's from Detroit. He's a new lead guitar player that we just got from Detroit. Two of our members quit to form a new project. They wanted to get female singers in and go a different direction in music. So they left. We got two new guys, our keyboard player and our lead player. So the lead player is Andy Mad Dog Miles. He comes from Detroit. Brilliant lead player, really good guitar player. He's actually got a good voice, a good lead voice he's got too. And we have Bob Lynch that came with us on keys. And then we got Bill Ambrosini on the drums. And Bill Ambrosini has been around for a long time. He's played with Barbara Mandrell and the Box Tops, and he's played with a lot of people. Bill's been around quite a while too. So we got a lot of years and experience in music in the band.
That's true.
Yeah. So most of your shows are in this area, in the Chicagoland area. You guys travel in?
Yeah, we do travel, but we usually make them about a 50 to 70 mile radius. We try not to go that.
Exceptions.
Yeah, there are some exceptions. We're getting a little older. It's kind of hard on the older guys. I could do this all day long when I was 25, but when I'm pushing 70. It's not that easy anymore.
Right.
It's hard to recover from the gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say when Mick Jagger quits, I'm quitting too. So I will not say Keith Richards because I could be 140.
He's gonna outlive. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna outlive everybody.
He will. That's for sure.
So you guys got anything coming up currently? Any new shows?
We took a month and a half hiatus to break in our new guys. Our first show we're playing is we're going to ease the two new guys in. So we took a job with Joliet Yacht Club down at Big Basin Marina.
On the 24th.
On the 24th of August is when we're going to bring these guys out, and then on the
31st is Leisure Lakes.
The 31st is Leisure Lakes. It's a resort out on Jefferson and Shorewood. It's on Shorewood, right off the 55 frontage road.
Okay.
And then every year we do. We're big on Special Olympics, so we help the Crest Hill Police Department out with Special Olympics. We donate our time to do part of a show for them at the Ridgeland School.
Right.
And that's September 8th, right?
Right.
8th?
Yeah. So that's for... Yeah, it's for Special Olympics, and the Crest Hill Police put that on every year. This is 6th or 7th year.
Sixth year, I believe. I think it's the 6th year.
Nice.
Yeah, we like doing. We can't do for everybody, you know. You'd like to help a lot of people out, but you'd be playing benefits your whole life, you know. You can't. We do one for cancer and we do one for Special Olympics because that seems to be the ones that we are the closest to. Because I had lung cancer. And I'm a lung cancer survivor. I just hit 5 years in April.
Okay.
They took my right lung.
Wow.
And I can still get up on stage like an idiot.
And he does.
and I do.
Does it affect your singing or anything?
No, you know what? Surprisingly, no. I was real surprised. Once in a while, I'll get a little out of breath.
A little winded, yeah.
And I'll just step back, and I'll catch my breath and go right back up to the mic, and then I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I've been able to hold my own ever since. I think it's because of that, because you get that much exercise or breathing exercises when you sing.
Right.
That's helped a lot.
Sure.
I think if I would have not sang and would have not been running around on stage, it would have been different. I wouldn't have got the therapy that I needed.
Right.
Doing a lot of this helps keep you young, I think.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Being in music helps keep you young.
Well, it helps.
Look at you guys look like what? Really, 25?
Yeah.
28?
Yeah.
At least you're older than me.
But well, it probably helps too with a lot of the clubs that not smoking anymore.
Mm-hmm. Does that helps? Yeah.
Now I know we mentioned before we started about Blue Chip, but they still smoke in there.
Yes, they do.
Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me. No.
It's a pretty clean atmosphere.
Yeah.
You don't really, unless you've got somebody smoking a cigar.
Yeah,
right in front of you.
if you're yes, that's exactly true. If you're standing right next to somebody smoking, you'll notice it. But you're right. I think they suck that air out pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
They clean the air, go through it pretty good because I don't notice it as much.
Right.
As like if you go standing outside somewhere, even when a couple people are smoking, I'll notice it.
Right.
I smoked for 43 years and. I actually quit 5 years before I was diagnosed with cancer, and I told my doctor, I said, "See, I got it anyway." No, it was a good thing. It probably would have been a lot worse had I not quit. So they caught it at stage 1A, which is the earliest you can catch it, and it was about the size of a nickel, and they wanted to take a wedge out of my lung, and I said, "No, let's don't do that because that happened to my father, and he died, and it came back, so I had him take the lung." And so I think my surgeon thinks it was a wise idea to do because then they had no way it could spread.
Right. Yeah.
I know I got it all.
That's good. So tell us, tell me. Well, first of all, you were on the Illinois Rock and Roll.
Yeah, the museum
CD.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah, and you
mouthful.
Yes, and you did the Crying Shames.
Yes, we did the Crying Shames, Sugar and Spice on that one.
Did you record here?
No, we recorded the song in the Nook Studio in New Lenox. Okay. It's actually a really nice studio.
Absolutely.
The guy is a really smart kid. He knows his stuff. I would say he is probably about 25 to 28 years old, but you would think he's much older for the knowledge he has about recording.
And he's got that perfect pitch thing going.
He does. He is perfect
pick out
pitch.
Stuff you kind of go, okay.
Stuff that you wouldn't hear, he can pick.
Yeah.
I was amazed. He does have perfect pitch, I would swear that he does.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was listening we was going through a song, and it was just one little tiny note on the keys, and he picked it out of a whole big bang, you know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
A lot going on, and he picked it out.
Yeah, and he picked it out. It surprised me. Yeah. But no, we had a lot of fun doing that, and we have our CD here.
Yeah.
We have 7 songs on that one, and now we're going to put 7 more on, and then we're going to put it out as a CD. But we want to put a few originals on because these are all covers. Okay. We don't have any originals out yet. We have some, but we haven't worked on them.
There's actually a couple back from 63, 64.
Yeah, I have some that I recorded at RCA in 1970 at Chess Records.
Oh, wow.
And I have some that I recorded with Gary Loiseau. From American Breed, in his garage.
Yeah, I recorded there as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
You recorded in the famous Gary's garage?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
He go hit the button and come run outside.
Yeah,
yeah. The good old days of music, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I remember those.
In Payless or something.
Payless.
Yeah.
Payless. Yeah. Yeah, that's where he lived.
So who's doing most of the writing on the new stuff, or is it
It's we collaborate on it. Everybody kind of collaborates on it. We haven't really found our niche yet. Like we're like a Lennon McCartney or a Jim and John, or like if you went to Jimmy Peterick, he writes a lot of stuff, but he takes help from other people too.
Sure.
Takes input,
right.
I should say.
Everybody should have a part in it so that it has your own
right.
And that's what we kind of try to do. We kind of give it the flavor of. Until you do that, you really don't know what you sound like as a band.
Right.
You're playing covers. So what do you really sound like? Who are you?
Right.
Is what you try to find out.
Right.
You figure out. And I think the only way you could figure out who you are is to record some songs of your own. Write them and record them.
Even on the covers, we do a lot of that too. We've kind of put our own spin on some of it. I mean, there's still, we don't change the songs, but we just kind of give a little bit of our own spin on some of the parts. And a lot of these songs are so iconic. Anyhow, you have to have certain parts of the song in there, especially when it comes to the leads and that kind of stuff. Different nuances that have to be in there. But as long as you have those, and if you put your own little spin on it, you can add,
Right.
a little bit to the song.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't play Hotel California and not play the lead.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be the same. That's what we're trying to say.
Right.
You
Everybody
have
blew
to
you off
put
the
certain
stage.
things in there.
Sure.
Everybody get booed.
One part of the song.
Exactly.
Gotta have it.
You got to have that in there, and that's got to. The same thing has to be in a lot of songs. Everybody looks for that hook. That's in
Sure,
there.
it's got the hook in it.
Yeah.
Riff that.
That's right. And if you take it out, it's not that song anymore. It's like, what the hell are they doing? Yeah.
So what songs are on the CD?
On this CD, we have
Vehicle,
by the Eyes of March.
Boys Are Back in Town,
Boys Are Back in Town, yeah.
No Time Left for You.
I guess who, yeah.
Yeah. American Band.
So you did a lot of 70s stuff, right?
Yeah. Most of our music is 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
All these covers that are on here are 60s. The ones that are on this side of this CD are 60s, 70s. We're going to move a little higher in the next one.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
But that was when music was music.
Yeah. We pretty much stuck to 60s and 70s music. That's what we started out.
We try to stick with everything that's recognizable. I mean, any of the songs that we do should be ones that everybody recognizes, sing along with, or dance to, whatever they want to do.
Right.
But I mean, they're not the more deep cuts type thing. This is all
They're not B-sides.
right.
Yeah. We most of everything that was popular. Like when the band first started, we played top 40, and now it's called classic rock.
Right.
And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
When you were in a band back in the 60s, you just went through the radio station. Whatever was ever on the station is what you played.
Right.
And that's what you did. But now you come back, and all those songs you played when you were 15 and 16, they're classic rock.
And there are so many great songs.
And there are so many great songs out there that people don't touch on, or a lot of people don't get to hear anymore.
Yeah.
Them wild-eyed boys that have been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are great. They were asking if you were around, how you was when you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town.
I mean, I love every kind of music. It's just the kind of music that I choose to play happens to be classic rock.
Well, that's what I say. I mean, I like all kinds of music as long as it's done well.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. If it's done well, any type of music is good music because it takes time, effort, and talent to put together any music, no matter what kind of music it is.
Sure.
And if it's done well, you're absolutely correct. It's good music if it's done correctly.
Yeah.
Were you? Are you going to record your new stuff at the Nook? Or
Yeah, we're going to record it at the Nook. I like to have a separate independent guy do it because otherwise you get too much of one guy from the band in on it.
Right.
So you need an engineer or somebody with another ear besides anybody that's in the band. Otherwise you will get one person that's controlling all the music. And then drummer's not going to like it, or bass player's not going to like this, but if we all collaborate on the mixing with the studio, then it comes out kind of the way you want it. And I think it's a better way to do it than just send one guy off to mix and record all the parts. And even here, we could record in here, but we don't have near the equipment that we need.
We've actually done it, which
We have done it, but
I mean, it still sounds fine, but it's still, in comparison to running through the studio, I mean, it was just beautiful. And the thing is the way we ended up recording the songs that are on there, other than Sugar and Spice, everything else was literally live recorded, and then we just added the vocals in. So it was all the band all at once.
Oh, okay.
And recorded that way, rather than individual.
Right.
yeah, we did not record it in pieces. We recorded it live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we did the vocals separate. It's the only thing we did separate.
Right.
So what you're listening to is when you listen to our CD, you're listening to us play.
Right.
They're except for vocals.
It's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of times they put a drum track and then a bass
Right.
track.
Yeah.
And
we wanted to stay away from that. Just,
Yeah, we didn't want. Yeah, you're right, Bob. We
Because
didn't
it's the
want
same kind of thing. You know, if you can't produce it live, then what's the point?
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that somebody makes a mistake that everybody's going to start over again.
That's very true. So
It's a lot of pressure on you.
and I think it should be, because you should know your stuff. You should be prepared especially if you're going to record.
Right.
You should know exactly what you're going to do and what's expected of you.
Yeah.
And it's too easy. Well, I didn't have to do my part because he has auto tune.
Right.
You know, no, you shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
You know, no, and we don't have to worry about. There's a click track. You know.
Yeah.
No, you really. That's not the way you're supposed to do it.
Right.
So that's the way we try not to do it.
Right.
We try to do it as raw and live as we can, and we'll come back in and tweak things.
Sure.
Especially if you take a song and you put 5-part harmonies in it. You know, that you have to deal with a little bit.
Right.
That's a lot of people singing.
Right.
And people step on each other's notes here and there, and so. But it works out fine. I mean, you guys will be the best judge. You guys are the ones that will listen to the CD, and you're the ones that will let us know. All we can do is record it, and then record it so we think you'll enjoy it. And then, if you do enjoy it, then we did our job.
Well, I guess you kind of answered the question, and that's the music that you're playing has withstood the test of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right.
yes, it has. I think it's been through more than the test of time. Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of the '80s stuff I'm a little iffy on. You know, I think
There's some good stuff.
There is,
Oh, yeah. A lot of the
but
Bear
it's started to get processed, and
Yeah.
I don't like the processed music.
Right.
I like to stay away from the processed music. I mean, that's okay if somebody else wants to do it, but I just don't want us to do it. That's all.
Right, and I'm sure you guys, because you're old school, you don't use any additional
Nope.
tracks or anything.
Nope.
You
We use no backing
Literally
tracks.
run straight through
Yeah.
the amp. I don't even have pedals or anything.
Yeah, I go straight through the
I know
sound
a lot of
system.
bass players do it now.
I have one button on my guitar pedal, and that's distortion. That's it.
Yeah.
Lead players always have to pedals, but
Yeah, lead players got a few
Yeah.
pedals.
Yeah.
But no, everything we play, it's live and raw. We use no backing tracks. We use no auto tunes. We use no harmonizers. We use nothing except what you hear on stage is what you're getting.
Right.
I mean, I guess it would be real easy to stand up there and throw picks out, and you're not really playing the lead, and you're hearing this great lead going on, you know, and standing there. And, oh, I'm supposed to be playing, you know.
But
and
then
I've seen guys do that too.
It's it's just a glorified DJ then.
Pretty much, it is. Glorified DJ. No, but I'm glad you brought that up because there's a lot of bands I'm seeing starting to do it, and it kind of bothers me that they are going to a lot of backing tracks, and there's not 7 people on stage, and you're hearing instruments up there that aren't there.
Yeah.
You should learn how to play a song. If you're missing that instrument, learn to play it without it. Don't add it because all you're doing is showing people that you can't play it. I just don't agree with putting instruments in that you don't have or you don't have the capability to play, but here's some pro that he recorded it on the record, now he's on your stage playing it.
Right.
It's like...
Yeah, well, as I said, I ran sound for quite a while, and I had a lot of bands that are doing that now.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. No, M&R Rush don't do that.
No.
There's a couple really good bands out there that don't do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I would say everybody we've interviewed so far does not use tracks.
They're not used to. Well, that's good.
You know, we're on episode 15 or 16 or something.
Well, that's great. That's great. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is we're out there having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of overflows into the people who come and see us too.
Now you guys get crazy on stage or what?
No, not really. Our lead,
Frankie will get a
our
little
front
crazy,
man
but
does,
yeah.
but he does. But it's
We
part
gotta
of
see
it's part of the show.
What Mad Dog's gonna do?
Yeah, we don't know what he's doing yet. But, we don't know what our 2 new guys are going to do yet. But they seem fairly reserved. I don't think they're going to bite any bad
I don't know.
heads
He made
off
a
of
comment
them.
the other day. Wait until he starts jumping on the table. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But Frank does put on a good show. He gets the crowd involved. He gets the people singing along to a couple songs.
And that's what it's about. It's give them a show.
It's getting audience participation into the show and getting them in and getting them wanting to be part of what you're doing.
Right.
And sometimes we'll send our wives. We'll go out. They'll buy blow up guitars.
Yeah.
And we'll pass them out in the audience so they look like they're playing guitars out there. And just stuff like that. We just do.
You don't just hand them one of your guitars to them?
Hey, here's this Les Paul. Try this out. No.
They won't break it.
Yeah, right. They won't break it.
Well, I learned as a sound engineer to always ask the wives how the band sounds.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because they're the best judges. Because they hear the band, they see the band all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they're the best judges.
They really are. Because a lot of times they'll be honest with you too.
Oh, yeah.
They're not sounding too good tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, I've had many of them walk right up to me and say, "I can't hear my husband."
Mm-hmm.
I go, well, "Which one's your husband?"
Yeah. Like I'm supposed to know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear my husband.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
We've gotten kind of spoiled too with most of us are using in-ears and that kind of thing, and even with our sound system, the way it's set up, we were using a split snake and all that. So the feed that's going out to the house or out front, we have no clue what it is because we're listening to what we've got set up on our own. So
Yeah. We're mixing our own mix in our ears.
Right.
And
so everybody's got their own mix.
We have our own sound man. Unless we go to a place where, like you, will mix sound, we'll just run that part of the sound to you, and you'll control it.
Right.
So we have no idea what's going on in the front of the house, unless some of our people tell us.
And that goes back to what you're talking about.
Right.
Back to what you're saying.
Right. Well, you have to have somebody. I mean, somebody who's a sound man can make or break a band. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
And it's always important to have a good sound guy. Yeah.
It is. It's all important to have some good sound. Yeah, because we're all digital. We mix through. We have an XR18. We mix through an iPad, which makes it easy because you can go around the room. And the only you got to be careful of is because what it sounds like over here don't sound like over there. What it sounds like over here don't sound like over there. So you got to get a sweet spot where you're supposed to hear the sound great, and right there, stand there, don't move,
Right.
and then mix from there, and then leave it there all night because you can tweak too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can just like an artist. You can put too much on a painting. You can put too much on sound.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but I'm a firm believer in that every song is different.
Absolutely.
You know, so you kind of got to mix for the song.
Oh, I agree. I agree that every song is different.
Right.
Yes.
And especially when it comes to keyboards having a lead or that kind of thing too.
Right.
So, yeah.
Guitar lead or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And in our case, even when we've got different people singing the leads and that kind of stuff too, you've got to do the same kind of thing too. It's vocals because background vocals won't be as as
We need somebody that's knowledgeable of your music too, so that they know when to turn you up, to turn you up. And,
Right. Yeah, and that's a big part too. You really have to work with a guy that knows when this part's coming in the song, when that part gets to go away.
Well, we always make sure we supply.
Yeah, and they always most of the guys I would give a set list out to the sound man so that they know what's going on, and I can tell them I have a little notes on there that this is where I want you to bring this down and take this up, and they're written pretty precise, where you can sound like a pretty well get the feel of what we're doing. The thing about our songs is almost everybody in the world knows them.
Sure.
It's like I don't very seldom hear guys say I haven't heard that song before. It's Hotel California.
And a lot of these songs, "Come and Get Your Love."
Yeah.
Frankie keeps pointing out, it's a J.C. Penney song now. It's
a lot of our commercials. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You think back to when we were, 50 years ago, when we were kids, and a lot of these kids know this music that's 50 years old. 50 years ago when we were kids, did you know the music that was 50 years old?
Yeah.
No.
No, not really.
Because you didn't listen to any of it.
No, we didn't. We didn't listen to any of our parents or grandparents' music. But the kids nowadays do. They listen to the music of the 60s and 70s.
Right.
I have 3 grandsons that they love the Beatles and the Stones, and I'm sure that they love some of their music that's nowadays too.
That they've grown up with, sure.
But they do like the music that I play, and I see that it's on their playlists on their iPhones and stuff. So they're not just appeasing me doing it; they really do listen to them.
Right.
So, And that's a good sign of a test of a song, is if it can stay around for 50, 60 years, it must be a good song. I'm glad to see some of these young kids come out and they're playing the older songs too.
Yeah.
But because I know they're trying to get a good mix of music from their era, from the older era, from the middle of age era, and where it's going to go, we won't know. But we hope that our music goes somewhere.
Any kid who's learning to play guitar nowadays, I mean, really has nothing. I mean, nothing from this era.
No.
To really work on.
You don't.
Because it's all boom, 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 thump,
It's all
thump.
process. It's also processed.
Right.
They can't.
They have to go back and listen
to the older days.
The old days.
That was one of the things that he was talking about the recording studio. If you remember, he made the comment about all the bands that come in there to record. He says nobody's doing the newer stuff because nobody likes to play it.
Right.
They like playing the older stuff, which is kind of amazing too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, now this generation, they use GarageBand for everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anything they want, they can reproduce on the computer. There's a guitar, there's a piano, or
Right.
Yeah,
there's not even anybody playing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, do you remember back when we were kids, 15, 16, what we used to go through to pick a song off of a record, slow it down and then drag it across,
Try and get the needle in the right spot.
the one note that he's hitting that you can't find. You know, and we did have people to look up to, like Clapton and Jimi Hendrix, and you know, so they had somewhere to go towards. Now they don't have anywhere to go towards. They're going back.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have anywhere to
Even
go,
vinyl albums are coming back.
yeah, well, that's true. They are.
Yeah, nowadays you can just go on YouTube and find out how to play the
Yes,
song.
you can. Yeah. How to play Jesse's Girl.
Yeah.
It comes right up. Yeah. If we'd have had some of the stuff.
There's 4 or 5 videos, 6 videos. Just if a guy showed you how to play it. On guitar, and keyboards, and anything.
Yeah.
See, it's kind of funny when I first started playing bass. I was in music in grade school, so I knew sheet music. So the first thing I did was, when I wanted to learn a song, I went and got the sheet music. As soon as I started playing it from the sheet music, I'm going, this isn't going to work because this is not what they're playing. So
I have found 2 bands out there. I don't know if you've heard Greta Van Fleet. They're out of Michigan. I mean, that's pretty darn close to we grew up with.
Yeah.
And then there's another band I found online. They're from Singapore. They're called General Lee. If you ever get a chance to
General Lee.
General Lee. They're from Singapore. They are really, really good.
So,
it's all like classic rock they do.
And I see a couple younger guys coming out. They want to be Jimi Hendrix tribute, which is hard to do. It's hard to aspire to be 16 years old and play like Jimi Hendrix.
And setting them on fire.
Yeah.
The guitar's on fire. It's expensive.
That's right.
there are a lot of tribute bands out there too. And it seems like it's a popular thing right now, especially.
Do you find that, you guys? You find that tribute bands were getting too many?
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah, there's a lot of tribute bands. A lot.
Yeah, that's what we think too. It's like,
I went by a club not so long ago. I saw a sign that said "Share Tribute." I went, really? I said, there's a Share Tribute out there now?
That's an interesting one.
Here's the thing. I just saw last month in Kenosha, there was like a 3-day festival. It was all tribute bands. There was like 100. They had them all listed. There was like 100 tribute bands, all different. Pink Floyd, the Beatles, the Stones, the Led Zeppelin. I mean, the list went on and on. I was like, really? There's that many tribute bands out here?
Yeah,
a lot of them are doing pretty well too.
They do well, because one of the reasons, you know what you're going to hear when you go there. When you go to hear us, you're going to hear 40 different songs.
Right.
When you go to hear them, you're going to hear 30 or 40 Beatles songs. You're going to hear 40 Led Zeppelin songs. You're going to hear 40 AC/DC songs. If you like that band that much, and that's cool, but that's all you're going to hear that night. They're fine, and I guess they work out for some guys, but
you're a tribute band to 40 different bands every night.
You know what? That's very true. Yeah, we're a tribute band to classic rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
To an era.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Where can we find you on Facebook or on?
Yes,
everywhere.
You have a website.
Yeah. We have a website that you can go to. It's www.snschicago.net.
Okay.
And we're on on Facebook at Saints and Sinners Chicago.
All right.
So you can find us there too. We have both pretty big pages on our webpage. It has all our events. It has our recordings from our concerts.
Some different videos and that kind of thing. There's
some different videos.
We've got some on the website. There's some on on Facebook also.
And you can find where we're playing. We have our events on there. Because we're just starting to book, so we'll fill up. August we decided not to book, but in September and October we'll fill now.
Right.
So we'll be full, but those will fill up pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing your new CD when you get around.
Yeah, we'll have to get a hold of you guys and make sure that you do get the other part of it, because it's going to come in 2 sections.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll have the first section now, and then you'll get the second section, but it'll be on one.
Yeah.
But we'll make sure you get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll track you down. So.
I'd love to hear some original stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we were hoping to put 2 or 3 maybe on that. Yeah, we'd like to get 2 or 3 originals on.
That's cool.
So
great.
we let people know what it really sound like.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Wow, that was really some great stories, man. And they have been around a long time.
Yeah, they have. Yes, they have, and they've got some great insight into the music business, and their whole perspective on music and playing music live, and even in the studio they played pretty much what you heard there on this the song that we played. Or the songs that we played. They all did that all live in the studio, except for the vocals. They added the vocals, but so it's kind of like hearing them live.
Exactly. I mean, nothing pre-recorded or nothing. They're just giving it all they got, and it sounds great. They've got that the song on the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum CD.
Yes.
It's actually the number 1 song on there. Sugar and Spice. It's leads off the CD. It's a pretty good cut.
It's the number 1 track, right?
That's what I said. The track.
Yes, you did.
It was a lead-off batter.
That's right. It's a lead. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it was great talking to them guys, and they'll be out and about soon. Kind of got a new group together there, a couple of new guys joining in, so they're working that all in together, and then they'll be out and about soon. Look forward to hearing their new CD, the rest of their CD with some original stuff on there too.
Yes. So speaking of the them being on track 1 of the Rock and Roll Museum CD, you can catch us on the Rock and Roll Museum Road to Rock radio station every Monday night at 6:00.
Every Monday. And make sure you check out the museum too. Awesome place. It'll be open soon. Check out their website. Donate if you can. Give them a hand. They're doing this all for you.
Yes, sir. All right, let's sign up for now, and thanks for listening, everybody. And we will see you next week.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.